What if the world was caught in an infinite war? A world where the only constant is violence and destruction. The impact of such a scenario would be catastrophic, affecting every aspect of our lives. Here are 7 potential facts about such a world. First, the world's population would rapidly decrease due to the high number of casualties on all sides. Families would be torn apart, and communities would be devastated as loved ones are lost to the violence. Second, resources such as food, water, and medical supplies would become scarce, resulting in a widespread humanitarian crisis. With so much of the world's resources being diverted to the war effort, it would be difficult to ensure that everyone has access to the necessities of life. Third, the economic impact of infinite war would be catastrophic. The constant destruction of infrastructure and the loss of resources would result in a collapse of the global economy. The widespread poverty and unemployment that would result would create a cycle of poverty that would be difficult to break. Fourth, the environment would suffer irreparable damage as a result of the constant use of destructive weaponry. The pollution and destruction of ecosystems would make it difficult for the world to sustain itself. Fifth, the destruction of infrastructure and the constant threat of violence would make it difficult for people to obtain basic necessities such as shelter and transportation. People would be forced to live in unsafe and unsanitary conditions, which would increase the risk of disease and other health problems. Growing up in a world of constant violence and destruction would have a profound impact on the mental health and well-being of children. They would be forced to witness the horrors of war on a daily basis, from seeing their homes destroyed to witnessing the death of loved ones. This exposure to trauma can have long-lasting effects on their mental health, leading to conditions such as anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Seventh, the constant state of chaos would make it difficult for people to form stable communities and relationships. The sense of instability and fear would make it difficult for people to trust one another, and the shifting alliances between countries and organizations would make it difficult to predict who is on which side. Finally, we must recognize that the struggle for peace and stability is ongoing, and that it requires a sustained and collective effort. It is not enough to simply hope for peace, we must actively work towards it every day, in our personal lives and in our communities, and we must hold our leaders accountable for their actions.